Good morning, Prospect. I try to be transparent, so I'm going to tell you I'm troubled in my soul today. Um, there are a lot of things that are going on, and I'm not talking about the things that are going on. I'm concerned about how we get along with one another. And I'm going to fall back on Scripture, and I'm going to fall back to Jesus. In the Gospel of John, after Jesus has washed the disciples' feet, and after Jesus has announced that he's going to be betrayed, and after Judas has left the room, Jesus said, "Now the Son of Man has been glorified, and God has been glorified in him. If God has been glorified in him, God will also glorify the Son of Man in himself, and will glorify him immediately." Children, I am with you for just a little while longer. You will look for me, but just as I told the Jewish leaders, I also tell you now, where I am going, you can't come. I give you a new commandment: love one another. Just as I have loved you, so also must you love one another. This is how everyone will know that you are my disciples, that you love each other. There are very few things that are salvation level issues. Those are worth standing your ground. Most issues are not. And so I would advise everyone when they're having a discussion about most anything to make sure you keep the first things first. Something that one of my district superintendents told me years ago. He said, if it comes to a choice between two church members being mad at each other or being mad at you, let them be mad at you, because you're not going to be there forever and they have to live with one another. If it comes to a choice between them being mad at you or being mad at me as the DS, he said, call me and I'll let them be mad at me, because you're going to be there longer than I am. And he said, if it comes to a choice between them being mad at me and being mad at the bishop, I'll let them be mad at the bishop, because I have to live with them more than the bishop does. Now, I think that's a wonderful set of advice. You all have to live with one another forever. I am more reminded every day that I'm 64 years old, and in the Methodist system, I've only got 6 years left before mandatory retirement. So my time is quite limited. But you will live next door to one another forever. So my prayer for you is that you do love one another as Jesus commanded. A new commandment. He also said that this was the second part of the greatest commandment. The first, love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. And the second, love your neighbor as yourself. I am honored to be here. My prayer for you is that you will continue to love one another, and that you won't let division creep in. Prospect, may God richly bless you this day.